I'd like to welcome Brian Rodan to the stage, Executive Chairman of Iceni Gold. Brian is looking around the famous Laverton Leonora Eastern Goldfields District. Brian, welcome.
Thanks, everyone. Yes, we're looking around the famous Laverton Leonora Greenstone Belt. So Iceni Gold, we're listed 2 and a bit years ago, and we're looking to find a major gold discovery. Go past that. So a couple of key features about Iceni is that we have a consolidated tenement package of 900 square kilometres. There's about 194 tenements put together. It's 55 k's from Laverton, 100 k's from Leonora. Look, we've done a lot of work since we've IPO'd. We're in very good company here. It's not hard to see who the neighbours are in a very small radius. We're looking to emulate discoveries like Wallaby, Granny, Sunrise Dam's just across the lake. Look, you're in the Sunzagorlia region. Apollo's just on the north of us and south of us. And Jupiter, Dacian, there's a mill there that's not currently working. We have the whole terrain there that's wide open. We've soil sampled the entire tenement package, 15,000 samples. We've done 60,000 metres of drilling. We haven't yet made a major discovery. We've done a lot of field work, 8,000 rock chips, and you wouldn't believe it, nearly up to 1,500 nuggets over 3 of our key targets. I'll talk about those in a minute. We've done a seismic survey in the centre of the package, down to 1,500 metres deep. We are honing in on a major discovery, and I'll tell you why. There is a little bit more information about the various targets that we've drilled over the last couple of years. We've appointed a new managing director for his gold skill set, but more importantly for his lithium skill set. We've soil sampled the entire tenement package, and we started coming up with quite large lithium anomalism. It's come late in the piece, but we think we've got a handle on what that is, and I'll talk more about that soon. It's a 10-kilometre long lithium target. We're a gold discovery company, and that's what we're doing, but when you get a big lithium targets like we've got, not far from Menzies and Delta Lithium, not far to Bellevue in the Kathleen Valley, I'd be surprised if there's not a decent lithium discovery made within that tenement package in the not too distant future. We are surrounded on both sides by operating nickel mines. Everyone's heard of Murrin. I think they produce in the order of 32,000 tonnes of nickel metal per annum, right on our border on the left-hand top side. On the bottom right-hand side, we have another nickel company called Alliance Nickel. They're soon to go in production. And right in the middle of our tenement package, discovered by our soil sampling, we've got 4 nickel targets which correspond closely to some of our lithium targets, and I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. One of our key, what we think is going to give us a major discovery at Iceni and at the 40 Mile Well project is this target here called Gaia North. We soil sampled an area of 15 kilometres long on the Gaia Shear. Quite a detailed program. We then air cored the entire 15 kilometres long. We got another gold anomaly from that. We started field working the Gaia Shear, and on the inboard side of what we call the Gaia Ridge, we started picking up hundreds of nuggets. We thought, okay, that's a funny thing, and we went on the other side of the ridge close to the Salt Lake. We started picking up hundreds of nuggets again. So thinking, right, where are these nuggets coming from? So where would you think? They're coming from within the ridge. We started picking up nuggets on top of the ridge. 1.5 ounce nuggets, half ounce nuggets, and we're talking over distance here of 5 kilometres. Just across the lake there, just over here, we've got Sunrise Dam. I'm sure there's people in this room would know or recall that the first 650,000 ounces that come out of Sunrise Dam were from a paleo channel sitting on top of the major ore body. So I'm not suggesting that we've got the same thing here, but it's, if it smells like it and looks like it, it might just be something like that, who knows. But we really like this area. We've got 3,000 to 5,000 metres of RC holes going in here in the next 4 to 5 weeks, and this one's going to be very interesting. Everly Well's another key target for Iceni Gold. It's taken us a bit of a while to work this one out, but when you've got gold sticking out the ground, it's going those sorts of numbers in rock chips, and you've got a gold reef with those sort of numbers. And, you don't often see this coming out of single rock chips. But, 18,000 grams per tonne, there's nothing short of a couple of ounces in there. We've had this modelled, this come up through our seismic survey here, down 1,500 metres deep. We've picked up a buried intrusion that's coming up through here, around there, these folds. We've picked up in a 5 kilometre radius 3 outcropping quartz reefs with visible gold. And I'm going to say 500 or 600 nuggets in the same space. They're not alluvial nuggets, they're coming out of reef systems. We'll be doing a fair bit of RC drilling around here, and probably a deep, 1 or 2 deep diamond holes into this intrusion here. We think we're onto something here. A lot of smarter people than me think we're onto something here. So again, it's a sort of watch this space. Very early in the IPO, we decided to soil test the whole tenement package. Took nearly 2 years to do it. And 15,000 soil samples on 800 metre lines and 50 metre long along the lines all the way down here. And took a fair bit of work to pull it all together. We've got 12 significant new soil sample targets. These were not targets that were in the IPO. These are subsequent targets that we've discovered post-IPO from the work we've done. And you can see that, we're not talking 100 metres or so here. Any one of those could be a significant discovery in itself. When you consider the Golden Mile's 4 kilometres long, when you consider that the Sunrise Dam deposit's 2 k's long, anything could be hiding in here. As well, we've got 4 very large platinum, palladium, nickel anomalies, which are associated with the ultramafics. And we've got 2 very large lithium anomalies, one 10k long and one 5k long. This is a culmination of 2.5 years' work. And so, again, I think it's a watch this space here. Breakaway Well's a new target, 5 kilometres long. It sits on the edge of the granite. Not only is it a gold target, but it sits parallel to the 10 kilometre long lithium anomaly. We'll test both these at the same time. We really like this area. Very smart guy told me once, Brian, he said, if you want to find lithium, you need ultramafic rocks. Our number 3 shareholder told us that. That's Mark Creasy. And he thinks we've got a good couple of zones here that are worth testing for lithium. So, we've also have nickel mines, Murrin here, Alliance nickel here, lithium anomalies coexist with nickel anomalies. Have a look at these numbers, they're not small. You could do a lot worse and invest in Iceni if any of these come good. A tenement package we picked up late last year. We'd done some field work. It's what we call a monument granite. It's only recently been awarded to us. We've got a 500 metre long gold anomaly here with ounces to the tonne rock chips. You don't often see that. Got the lithium anomaly sits here on the edge of the granite, and it's been supported by all the work that the geos have done in our team. We plan to test these areas before Christmas, so I think it's a watch this space here as well. Again, it's not a gold company if you can't talk about lithium, but they do coexist at 40 Mile Well. And here's our, in closer detail, the areas we believe are Goldilocks zones. Here coexist with Haig's Borer gold cyanotic intrusion up here at Goose Well. All these areas are going to be tested for lithium potential. Menzies is down here, Bellevue's up there. We're sitting in between. Who knows? Again, anything's possible there. But we won't die wandering at Iceni Gold. Here's our drilling program for the next 6 months. We anticipate 25,000 metres of work to be done on all our key areas for gold as well as lithium. It's myself, Brian Rodan. We've appointed George Carrow-George as Managing Director just recently. For those of you who know George, he was responsible for discovering Pilgangoora. Pretty good credentials. George has had a look at this company for a number of months. We recently had a week-long field visit looking at all our key areas, gold as well as lithium. And if you want someone to find a lithium deposit, you couldn't do much better than get hold of George. With Harley McNamara and Keith Murray as our non-executive directors. It's myself as a larger shareholder and a large wealthy family in Perth as number 2, Mark Creasy is number 3, and we have Taddy family, and we have Kalgoorlie Drilling Company, and we have Mr. Ken Hall, another ex-Kalgoorlie mining identity. We're at a low price, around 89 cents, 240 million shares on issue, market cap around 20. It's a very good company, it's very well run, and if you want to make a discovery in the next 6 months, you could put some money in here and you could do very well. So guys, thank you for the opportunity, and all good, thank you.
Yeah. Any questions for Brian at this point? I do have one, Brian. Talking a lot about gold and lithium kind of in the same breath there, in terms of finding that major discovery that you're talking about, how do you focus the exploration efforts across those two different priorities?
Well, look, some very smart guys have told me recently, and certainly in the last year, that where you find gold, you're likely to find lithium. So they don't coexist exactly on the same fault lines, but they do. They are found in close proximity. Delta Gold at Menzies is a good example. There are many pits around Kalgoorlie. You'll find open pits were developed on gold deposits, and you can find the lithium pegmatites in the wall of these open pits. So they do coexist together. So yeah, you drill the same thing and you might get both.
Thanks, Brian. Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.